Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at AARP Wisconsin for today's Battleground Survey announcement that we're really excited to be presenting. I do want to make note that there will be this information available later today on a website at aarp.org/WI poll. Again, aarp.org/WI poll. You'll be able to go there, get the information that I talk about this morning for further information. As we noted in our announcements previous to this, this will be the first of 3 Battleground Survey releases of data that AERP Wisconsin will be doing as part of our Battleground activities. Today, we will be talking about horse race and favorability, as well as some interesting data points about voting and response to the pandemic. We will then have a full release of the larger survey on September 15th. Again, that will be placed on our aerp.org/WI poll website. And then we will have a third data release in the early part of October, which will again be horse race data. So we will have 2 sets of horse race data and one larger set of data, particularly around issues impacting the 50 plus. So thanks again for joining us this morning. For those of you that are new to AERP and our work around voter engagement each election cycle, I do want to give you a little background information on AERP's work. As you may or may not know, AARP is the largest nonprofit, nonpartisan organization in the country dedicated to empowering people 50 plus and older how to choose how they live as they age. And our work around elections has been extensive over the past several decades. And we do know that candidates that do want to win in 2020 must talk about the issues that matter to 50 plus voters, like voting safely from home or in person, preventing cuts to Social Security and Medicare, and lowering the cost of prescription drugs. And what we also know from listening to voters is that they are voting earlier than ever. So candidates need to make sure that their issues and their stances are known to voters now. We will have a larger discussion of the data. I do want to note that in August of this year, AERP did kick off their Protect 50 Plus Voters campaign, which is our comprehensive voter engagement campaign to support and protect Americans 50 plus as they vote in the 2020 elections, which, as you know, face unprecedented logistical challenges. The campaign is helping Americans over 50 vote safely, whether at home or in person, and it will provide people with the information they need about this year's elections, including video voter guides, issue briefs, direct mail, text messaging, social media, and paid media. So again, a long and rich history at AERP of voter education and engagement activities continuing this year across the country and, of course, here in Wisconsin. So with that background, I'd like to give everybody a little bit more information about the survey data that we are releasing here today. Some background on the methodology. The survey was conducted with a partnership between the Benenson Strategy Group and GS Strategy Group, and they conducted the survey amongst 1,200 likely voters, 2020 likely voters in Wisconsin. The poll was fielded from August 30th to September 8th. And when we talk about the specific data, I want to make clear that the overall measured margin of error is 2.8% for the data. So again, partnership between Benenson Strategy Group and GS Strategy Group, which conducted a survey of 1,200 likely voters in Wisconsin between August 30th and September 8th. Okay, with that background, let's get to some of the data. To the horse race data, at this point we have, with the 18 plus population, Trump at 45% and Biden at 50%. with undecideds at 5%. You're going to be seeing a graphic up on the screen, which is going to show some breakdowns of Democrats, Independents, Republicans, men, women, and age categories. I will also break out both the 18 plus data, and I will also break out the 50 plus data. So for the 18 plus, it is 50% for Biden, 45% for President Trump, 5% undecided. When you look at the 50 plus population, it's 46% for Trump, 50% for Biden, and 4% undecided. That's the horse race data. For favorability between both Trump and Biden, you'll see favorability for Trump amongst the 18 plus at 46%, unfavorability at 53%, and the don't know or no opinion is at 1%. For the 50 plus, favorability is 48%, unfavorability is 51%, and don't know or no opinion remains at 1%. On Biden favorability, 49% of the 18 plus are favorable, 50% are unfavorable, and again, don't know or no opinion is only 1%. And for the 50 plus with Biden, favorable is 50%, unfavorable is 49%, and the don't know or no opinion remains at 1%. Next category that we will be talking about is response to the coronavirus pandemic. And the specific question is, do you support or oppose how Donald Trump is managing the coronavirus pandemic? This grouping, we're only going to be looking at the 50 plus population. So we'll do a 50 plus breakout and we'll do a 65 plus breakout as well. So with the question of do you support or oppose how Donald Trump is managing the coronavirus pandemic, for the 50 plus category, strongly support is at 35%, somewhat support 13%, somewhat oppose at 4%, and strongly oppose at 48%. Again, that is for the 50 plus population. If you move to the 65 plus population, again, to the question, do you support or oppose how Donald Trump is managing the coronavirus pandemic? For the 65 plus, strongly support is at 28%, somewhat support is at 12%, somewhat oppose is at 6%, and strongly oppose is at 53%. We then ask the question, if a vaccine was available to you at no cost, would you agree to be vaccinated? So the 50 plus on this category is 53% said yes, 27% said no, and 20% said not sure. Again, the question being, if a vaccine were available to you at no cost, would you agree to be vaccinated? For the 65 plus, the same question, 62% said yes, 20% said no, and 18% said not sure. The last question we want to give to you today, this morning, as part of this announcement, is in this November's general election, do you intend to vote by which method? Again, in this November's general election, by which method do you intend to vote? Again, this is for the 50 plus population, so we'll be talking about the 50 plus and the 65 plus. Voting by absentee ballot by mail or voting by mail. For the 50 plus, 34% said that they will be voting by absentee ballot by mail. Casting the ballot in person during early voting, 17%. Going to the polling place on election day, 45%. And not sure is at 4%. Again, the question being in this November's general election, how do you intend to vote? The or vote by 65 plus category here. Voting by absentee ballot by mail, 38% intend to vote in that manner. Casting your ballot in person during early voting, 19% indicated that selection. Going to your polling place on election day, 40%, and not sure, 3%. So those questions and that information we'll be having available again on our website at aerp.org/WI poll. We will also again be doing a fuller release of survey data on September 15th, again at that same website, which will talk more directly to also the issues impacting the 50 plus and how those are weighing on voters' minds as they approach casting their vote this fall. And again, in early October, we'll be releasing another set of horse race data between President Donald Trump and his challenger, Vice President Joe Biden. We thank you for tuning in this morning for this battleground survey announcement here in Wisconsin from AERP. We hope that you'll tune in to future broadcasts of our survey data that will be released throughout the next month and a half as we approach Election Day on November 3rd. Thanks so much for joining us.